Step-by-step oil change for the Ford Raptor 3.5 liter EcoBoost. We have the full synthetic, not the synthetic blend. The gold label is harder to find. It's the full synthetic. I have an Amazon link in the description. We have the Ford Motorcraft matching filter. It's the FL500S. Both are linked in the description. We're gonna do this step-by-step, keep it stupid simple so that you can do your own oil changes every 5,000 miles or less. Don't even argue with yourself, justify, do it, you'll thank yourself later. Let's pop the hood and get this done. Step one, open the hood, find your oil fill. I'm gonna step on my tire, grab my oil fill cap, and I'm gonna set it on top, but leave it open. That's gonna let it pull air and drain out a lot smoother and get all the oil out with ease. Let's get our drain bucket. Any oil drain pan, walk over here by the passenger door, slide it under. Heading under the passenger door, I've got a 15mm socket, a 10mm socket, and a ratchet, and then I have my Milwaukee power ratchet to speed things up. Let's head underneath. You'll see all the skid plates. We're just gonna pull this one off with the two 10mm. It's a smaller, separate one just for oil changes. This gives us access to our drain plug. Pretty heavy, so make sure you put your hand there. This is our drain bolt right here. Once you remove that cover, put your 15mm on. All right, we got it loose. Now we're gonna get our pan ready, and I'm gonna get you out of my way because oil's coming this way.
There we go. Step 4, have a good friend that gets you right.
I always like to look at the tip of the drain bolt, see if there's anything on it. But this oil looks pretty good. We have some gunk brake cleaner. We always have this handy. We love them. When you see this on the shelf, make sure you grab some. Spray a little bit into the rag. Clean off our drain bolt. She's looking brand new with that green rubber seal. I love these style drain bolts because you can kind of feel how snug they get. Let's just let this finish draining. We'll put the plug back in one step at a time and then move to the front skid plate, remove the little square section, and then we'll be removing our oil filter that has a nice little slide almost to get most of the residual oil, and then we'll be busting this out to clean it again. But I recommend personally doing one step at a time and completing it so that you just have all your I's dotted, T's crossed. You don't want to run your truck with low oil, no oil, forget, friend turns it on too early. Just do one step at a time. So this is almost done. Thread the drain bolt in by hand, grab your 15mm. We're gonna tighten this snug. My mindset is like, do I know it's not loose? Yes. Do I know that it's not over tightened? Yes. Does it feel firm when I pull on it? Yep. Okay, that's plenty. We'll let that rubber O-ring seal do its job. Now we can put this plate back, put one bolt through, get one started. On my buddy's truck that he takes to the dealership, one of the technicians just wailed on these type of, they're like thread clips on the backside. Just get these tight. Don't over tighten them because they'll strip out. And that's what happened to my buddy with this skid plate. More than enough. That's good to go. Let's move to the front. Under the front of the truck, more so towards the driver's side, you're gonna see this square plate. T40. Torx bit. You might not have this at your house. Make sure you do before you start the job. I'll have a link to a Torx bit kit every man should have. And this is why I have hearing loss. This thing is loud. Right inside the hole, you'll see the white. That's the oil filter. You can reach up there with your hand, loosen it, a tool also if you need to. Now, if we lower the camera just a little bit, there's a square hole right here. That's primarily where it's gonna drip out. Drain pan positioned as much as I can under the square as well as under this little section right here to kind of catch both. I've had a lot of oil filter wrenches over the years. This is my newest one. It's like a universal. This thing's pretty sick looking. We're gonna give it a shot today because it is kind of hard to get up in here. So let me stick it up in here.
Hey, keep going. Little gentle pressure.
I can confirm I do like that tool. It just has a little bit of finesse you gotta learn. You gotta keep it flat against it. There's the filter cracked loose. We're draining out that square. All right, we can spin it off now. Got a nice view from the top. I'm gonna push it against while I'm loosening the last couple threads. And I'm gonna try and tilt it up towards you. All right, I got it tilted up. There's quite a bit of oil left in the filter still. And I can just pour it out. Whee! While your hands are still oily, get that seal lubed up. Get your hands ready to grip so you can thread it back on. Fun fact, Dave called us out, who's filming this. Austin's Raptor R was leaking oil. And Dave goes, oh, probably the supercharged Coyote is vibrating the oil filter loose. Sure enough, that's exactly what it was. So if you got a Raptor R, keep these things tight. All right, we're headed back in. We got our steel. I'm gonna take my hand and find where it goes. All right, we're gonna find that spot. You'll learn it after an oil change or two and get faster at it. Twist it on, find the bottom. All right, we got it on tight. Our oil's still dripping a little bit. Let's clean that up. All right, hit some brake cleaner on the filter. Taking whatever rag you got, the little funnel slash slide slash trough plastic deal on the front right here, we'll wipe it out. Then we're gonna go over to the square, wipe the inside lip out of that too, and park it outside for a couple hours and just let that drip if it's gotten anything, if you're worried about your floor. All right, take our bolts. Get one started to hang this heavy piece of metal. These kind of have soft threads, or they can get cross-threaded really easily. Make sure they start by hand. This one's not happy. They might just need a little persuasion. This one's the same way. See if it just needed a little love. And then we clean up and put oil in it. If you want to get fancy, I've got a little adapter kit here with this funnel that has a valve. We'll grab the Ford GM one, we'll slide that on, go with our funnel over here. We'll slide this funnel into the fill, make sure it's got some structure. I'm just gonna open the valve now. We'll go two at a time. Step on my stool. If you're really short and you don't have a stool, you can let air out of the tires in the front. Get a couple inches. We got 6 quarts. Believe the capacity is 5.7. Then you factor in the oil filter and all that. 6 will be just perfect. These engines take a 5W30. This is not really that thin compared to a lot of newer European vehicles. So if you're wondering, oh, should I run a thicker oil? Like 5W30 is just fine. If we were working on a European car, I'd be having you run a different oil weight. Here's number 6. Let that drain in. I'm gonna set the cap up here. Then I have a rag with me to catch the bottom from dripping in the engine bay. Grab that, and then before I pulled it out, I closed this valve right here. We put it sideways to close it. While I'm holding the rag on the bottom of that, I've got our oil fill cap. Clip that in. If you buy one of these, don't put brake cleaner in here to clean it. It frosted the plastic and kind of ruined it, and kind of bummed about that, but I'm not gonna buy another one. I don't get oil stuff super clean. Put this back. I have a rag that I stuff in here, and then I keep that side down and it stays clean in there. If you don't know what to do with your old oil, you can get a 5-gallon bucket, fill up the little 1-quart bottles, take it to your auto parts store and they will dispose of it. They actually get paid to take it. So don't feel bad walking in there with a bunch of oil. You ain't doing them a disservice. You need to ask them, hey, do you guys take it back to put in the container, or do you want me to take it back? Store to store will have their own preference because people can spill it and stuff. So that's how you dispose of your oil. The anti-engine seize checklist. Did I put the drain plug in and is it tight? Yes. Did I put oil in the engine? Yes. Is my oil filter on and tight? Yes. Is my system sealed and oil is in the engine for sure? Yes. Are all my skid plates on and everything's tight so I don't have to worry about leaks and I'm 100% confident? Yes. If you're not 100% confident in your bolt tightening abilities and stuff, leave the skid plate stuff off. We'll do the first start. Now that we have everything in there, we'll make sure there's no leaks. We'll check the final level and then you know you're good, then you can put it back. But I'm confident I've done this enough times. We put the skid plates and stuff back. So let's do the first start. We're ready to go. Most important thing, you gotta have the dude wipes handy right here. Gotta have those there, brothers. All right, we're gonna start her up. All right, menu button, drop down to settings, vehicle maintenance at the very bottom, oil life, and then we're gonna hold OK to reset. Bang.
That's how you know your boy was really following his own advice about the oil change when his oil change indicator is at 66%.
And then what I also like to do, trip fuel, trip 2, I'm gonna hold OK to reset. That's my oil life for me personally, to quick access. Personal habit. Also, while we're at it, windshield wiper fluid low. Shut the engine off. While we wait a minute for all the oil to settle so we can get an accurate level reading, let's get this windshield wiper fluid fixed. Let's pop over to the cabinet. Gunk makes a concentrated windshield wiper fluid, so we can pop this in there and then just add water. Blue filler cap right here. And all I'm gonna do is pour some in there, not too much. And then I'm gonna get the garden hose on the way out and fill it up with water, and then we'll be good to go. It's concentrate, so you just add a lot of water. It makes up to 1.5 gallons from this. Streak free. It's just like the big jugs you would see at the store, but now you don't have to carry around a big jug. You can literally keep this in your vehicle and you can find water anywhere. So This is a better solution than buying gallons of it at a time, and it's gonna save you some money since it's concentrated. All right, way up in here, we're gonna grab the yellow tab on the driver's side. We're gonna pull it way out. We're gonna wipe her clean. Give her a couple strokes. Yes, sir. And we're gonna go back in the hole. Stick her back in, drop her down, let her rest. We're gonna pull her out nice and smooth. We're gonna verify. That side, we're getting to the second hole. We're dialed, we know. 5.7, basically 6. Put 6 in on a motor that doesn't leak oil, we're good. There's your oil change. We got performance parts on the way, under the truck, on top of the truck, around the truck, lights, all that fun stuff. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see what's next. I'll leave the previous Raptor episode over here and the next one here, and if it ain't here yet, make sure you subscribe because it will be coming up. And we're dropping members only videos, so become a shop regular. Dave's teaching a ton as a master tech POV. We're hanging out behind the scenes with me doing stuff. It's hot here in AZ. We're not gonna dirt bike ride a lot right now, but we'll be doing more of that. And we'll be having live streams about once a month, so you can ask Master Tech Dave questions, myself, anything content, moto, cars, anything related. Thanks so much for hanging out. Good luck changing your oil.